Imagination, man. Imagination is the starting point for all achievement, all manifestation. You see this car, guys? I was flipping through my vision board yesterday, and I had videos and pictures of a Urus in 2018 and 2022. I totally forgot that I put those cars on our vision board. Back, I had no, I don't buy into this whole sit around and do nothing and tap into the law of attraction, you'll get whatever you want. I don't buy into that culture. I don't buy into this do nothing and shit shows up culture. I do buy into a culture of cause and effect, of hard work, discipline, and that's how you create what you want in life. Guys, I want to tell you how I got this, not only this car, through the use of my mental Gerber, which I'm going to teach you guys here, how I achieved something in the military that very few people had ever achieved, how I got out of the military and created a life that very few people have been able to create, a very small percentage of people. I work for myself. I have an amazing life. I have my ups and downs. It's not perfect, okay? I have my stressors, I get stressed, but I keep coming back and remembering that life has been this constant evolution of my imagination. And that's what I want to teach you guys today. I want to teach you guys how to use your imagination to create what you want. Your imagination is fucking everything, man. It's everything. Like, that is, when I go on these podcasts, the guys will ask me, what's something from the military that the military taught you that's helped you in business and in life? And I'll tell them, I said, the use of my imagination. I had to learn how to cast a vision, how to paint the picture of what success would look like on the battlefield, how to communicate the concept of the operation. I had to learn how to use my imagination, to activate it, to think about what I wanted, and then communicate that vision to everybody on the team. And you guys realize how crazy it is, or how crazy it sounds to talk about something that hasn't even happened yet, like a military mission, a high value target raid. You talk about it. You say, guys, this is a hypothetical. There's this building out here that we looked at through surveillance. And we're going to put a plan together based off of what we think the enemy will do when we show up at his doorstep. And you use your imagination to play mental chess with the enemy. You're like, okay, well, we're going to do this. We're going to land here, and then we're going to walk in, and then we're going to do this. It's all imagination, right? And then you get out on the ground, and you execute that plan, and the entire team achieves success. Everybody collectively operates and executes the mission through a picture in their mind. And we're so good as human beings that we're able to take that picture and put it on a computer and create graphics that represent the images that are in our mind. So not only do we have the images in our mind, but we have hard copies of the vision that we created, and we pass that out to everybody on the team, and then we go after and accomplish the mission, and we achieve it. Now, does it happen perfectly? No. But 9 times out of 10, that fucking mission happens in sequence the way that we've laid it out. Your life, look at your life. You are where you're at right now in life because you first imagined it. Let that sink in, man. You are where you're at in life right now because you first imagined it. I'm gonna give you some tools to fucking tap into your imagination and create the achievement that you want. Help you accomplish your mission. I want to tell you one more story, okay? When I went from enlisted soldier to officer, right? And when I went from active duty military to entrepreneur, all I had was vision, dude. I just had a vision when I went from enlisted soldier to infantry officer of who I could be. It was who? Who could I become? I just pictured this person. I said, man, this guy's gonna be smart. He's gonna be articulate. He's gonna read. He's gonna study, because I don't read. I'm an enlisted soldier. I scored like an 800 something on my SAT, man. And I'm over here daydreaming about being an exceptional leader, a warrior. I had no business even thinking I could pull it off, but I pictured who. And little by little, I adopted that person's habits. I started picking up the books, adjusting my training, changing my sleeping habits. I started changing my morning ritual. I started changing my evening ritual. And I became that guy. I became the operator, right? You guys, who you are today is a byproduct of who you thought you could become. When I got out of the military, I was laying in bed last night with my wife, and I was talking about the Lamborghini. I said, man, isn't it fucking crazy? Because I showed her the pictures. I pulled up my vision board, because I keep it in my cell phone. Little hack for you guys. For your vision board, create a layout on an app, like a picture layout. Save that to a folder inside of your cell phone, and then save all of the individual pictures in the same folder. So you got one collage and then a bunch of photos that make up the collage. And before you go to bed at night, review that image, review that vision board, put all the things that you want in your life and make them represent something special to you. So if you want a house, don't just put you want an amazing house, like have an idea of why you want that amazing house. So I was laying in bed talking to her about how this Lamborghini in 2018, we went up to this exotic dealership up in New York, and my buddy, who helps me with Conquer Academy, actually he's our events director. He helped me take some photos to promote Conquer Academy. We went to an exotic car dealership. We saw a Urus, man. My wife loved it. She said, I want this. And in our minds, this is 2018. We're like, no fucking way, right? Like, we believed it, but we didn't it didn't really register to us that it would ever really happen, you know? It just was like a dream. And we were really excited. We sat in it, we're like, oh man, it's super nice, man. We took some photos, saved it on my phone. And then, again, in 2022, I updated my vision board, right? So I added those photos from 2018 to my vision board. And then I created a new folder, because I upgrade my vision board all the time. And I did a vision board in 2022. And inside of that vision board, I had another Urus. I totally forgot that I had created a vision board in 2018 with a Urus on it. But I created another one in 2022. I totally forgot that I created that Urus in 2022. That I put that on the vision board. I updated my vision board again. I kind of said it. My process for my vision board is that I'll do it for a while, but then I'm like everybody, where I kind of like fade off a little bit, and I'm not as consistent as that. It's not a non-negotiable for me. It's a thing that I do to reconnect with my vision. So 2022, I put it on there, different color, but I put a Urus on there. And yesterday, I'm scrolling through, I see it. So I'm laying in bed and I tell my wife, I'm like, isn't it crazy how almost 90% of the things that we put on our vision board have shown up in our life in some form? Like, one of the things that I put on the vision board in 2022 was a house with a pool. I wanted a house with a pool. And it was a different house than we have now. It was a little bit bigger of a house. And it was in Florida. But we have a house in Florida with a pool. The Urus that I put on my vision board. It was a black Urus at first, and then there was like a matte black or gray one, and then there was a red one that I even put on there at one point in time. But we have a fucking Urus. This is over 6 years, guys. How did that happen? How did I become the Ranger? How did I create this life? It was all through imagination. Okay, the material world, this car, is a manifestation of a desire. So we wanted something deep down in our soul. We wrote it out, or rather put it on piece of paper, right, or a screenshot, put it on the phone, put it on the vision board, and we express that desire onto our vision board. And then over time, our mind kept that vision. It kept the desire in our subconscious mind. Like, you don't, just because we put it down doesn't mean, and we forgot about it, doesn't mean that we weren't thinking about it. Like, your subconscious mind holds all of the things that you think about. So if you constantly remind yourself that you want this Urus, that thought is gonna sit in your subconscious, just like speaking English, right? You don't have to think about speaking English, you just do it because it's a program that you absorbed. So we absorbed this Urus. It planted a seed. And we forgot about it consciously, but subconsciously we still had it in our minds. That image of a Urus and us having one became a reality. So I teach this thing to my clients called the mental Gerber. Your mental Gerber, your mind has a bunch of tools that you can use at any point in time to create and solve problems. Okay? Your mind is fucking powerful, man. Just think about the one tool that your mind has, which is imagination. You can create a Urus with your imagination. You can change the life you're living right now, you created through your imagination. That is unbelievable. We are miniature fucking gods. Like, we're just using our hands to build these images that are inside of our minds. But the problem with most of you guys is that you imagine the negative shit all the time. You imagine yourself not being able to change your life. You imagine yourself stuck. You imagine yourself a person that doesn't follow through, a person that procrastinates. You imagine yourself over and over and over again with these negative fucking thoughts. And you can't figure out why your life is not going in a positive direction. If you want to change your life, you have to use the mental Gerber, and you have to use the tool that's on the mental Gerber, which is your imagination. You guys got to start imagining what you want and stop focusing so much on what you don't want. You're going to have the thoughts come into your mind of what you don't want. That's natural, okay? So don't beat yourself up when they come in, but use your motherfucking willpower to push those thoughts aside and focus on what you want. If you can focus on the Lamborghini, get clear about what you want, spend time in that image, it will come to you with enough repetition. It will come to you eventually. But you have to stop thinking so negatively. Guys, your imagination is the most powerful tool that you have available to you to change your life, to get exactly what you want. Rewatch this video over and over and over again until you can teach what I'm telling you. You only know something when you can teach it. Guys, I love y'all. Hope you enjoyed today. Happy Friday. Let's fucking work. Conquer all.